Alright everybody, welcome back to another FM experiment video. Today is going to be the start of the new What If series that I'm going to be trying out, which is going to be, first of all, with Wolverhampton Wanderers, and the what if is if Joao Felix was managed to be convinced into coming to Molineux on loan from Atletico Madrid. Now, I saw the rumour on Twitter that perhaps Antoine Griezmann might return to Atletico Madrid, so we've sent him back there, which frees up perhaps Joao Felix to come to his Portuguese friends at Wolves with a potential optional future fee on the loan of £50 million. And I think today we're just going to see what would happen if he spent a few seasons at Wolves, perhaps, and then see where his future takes him after Wolves, you know? We'll wait for his contract to run out, see where he goes, and we'll see what he does to Wolves as a club, just his singular presence. And obviously I've sent Bruno Lage there, obviously, but most of the FM experiments that I've done with Bruno Lage as Wolves manager end in tears, really. I mean, he seems to finish in sort of around the 10th place mark and get sacked every single time, so having trouble keeping him at the club longer than a season. But we'll see in this experiment how he does. So with Joao Felix at the helm, let's see how Bruno Lage lines up, and we'll see you at the end of the first season. Well, here we are at the end of the first season now, and you can see that although Bruno Lage has been sacked for finishing 7th place in the Premier Division, bit of an odd one, finished level on points with Arsenal, only a 7-goal difference, which is a bit strange for the type of football Bruno Lage is trying to instill at Wolves, but we have qualified for the Euro Cup 2. As we look at Wolves here as a club, you can see that in the... Oh, let's go to... If I can click it, that would be lovely. We will qualify for the Euro Cup 2. Knocked out in the quarterfinal by Leicester City. Terrible showing in the Carabao Cup. Knocked out in the second round by Sheffield United. Top goal scorer for Wolves. As you can see here, Raul Jimenez and Joao Felix both share that honour with 16 goals. Most notably, Ruben Neves actually picking up some assists, 12 of those for him, and Joao Felix claiming the most player of the matches. Let's take a look at the schedule now to see how it kicked off. Obviously, straight away losing on pens to Sheffield United. Joao Felix and Trincao getting on the score sheet there, not enough to beat Sheffield United. Before actually we do that, let's take a look at how we lined up. 4-4-2, Bruno Lage, not surprising, Neto back. Matinho obviously still at the club, both in real life and in the game, although he is highly linked away to Porto, I think. Johnny and Aït-Nouri are the wing backs. No Semedo. Johnny seems to have taken that place. Patricio's still there. Cody and Bolly the two. We seem to have made a signing, De La Cruz here. Let's take a look at the transfer history for Wolves for this season. Obviously, I have no control over this apart from Joao Felix. As you can see here, it counts all the ones before, and we have signed Nicolas De La Cruz from River Plate in, I think, Argentina, if my ball knowledge suits me correctly. It looks like about a £5 million signing, is it? Yeah, £5.25 million, rising to £6.5 million. Plays for River Plate in real life at the moment. Looks like a shrewd signing, 23 years old, plenty of potential room to grow, already valued at £23.5 million at the end of this season, so not a bad signing by Bruno Lage there, it seems. Let's see who we've got rid of. Daniel Pedence and Marcel both gone to Club Brugge. Pretty low fee for Daniel Pedence, you would think. A few loans out as well. Yeah, those pretty significant loans. Owen back to the MLS. Keanu Hoover down to MK Dons. I think that's a little bit below his level in real life, personally. Luke Matheson to Colchester. Thought he would have gone back to Rochdale, really, if he was particularly interested. Shabani to Ipswich. Yerson Mosquera to Cheltenham, so he's getting some English football under his belt. Oscar Burr and Leo Bonatini to Grasshoppers as per. Dion Sanderson has gone to Blackpool. Rene Dalishov to Mansfield. You know, regular loans, really. Apart from that, nothing too crazy. But going back to the schedule, you can see we had a really, really great start to the season, apart from draws to Burnley and Southampton. I know Twitter probably would have been mental after these 3 results. But then we've gone on a great run of form, beating West Ham away and Leicester at home as well. Chelsea, also Raul Jimenez and Trincao on the score sheet there. Timo Werner late on, not good enough for them. Pretty patchy run of form here, heading into December and January. Getting through Blackburn on pens, as well as Norwich, losing to Liverpool, Manchester United. Really not some great results in here, but draws to Man City and Arsenal, not bad. Neto sent off in that one. Goal for Patrick Cutrone for Man City at home, which is an interesting one. Pick up a good bit of form here, beating Watford in the FA Cup finish, 5th round, and then, as we discussed, obviously losing to Leicester in the quarterfinal of the FA Cup on penalties after we beat them 3 days earlier. So we've done the double over Leicester, if my memory serves me right. Yeah, we did. Well, it's pretty good. Nicolas de la Cruz on the score sheet there. Good signing, it must be. Ending the season pretty well, actually. Draws to Man City and Tottenham. A win over United, obviously the 2-0. Really tough end to the season, actually, but quite a good way to do it. Ending with a 4-0 win. Finishing, obviously, as we discussed, 7th in the league. So very good season for Wolves. Not sure why Bruno Lage has been sacked for that, really. As we look at Joao Felix here, incredible player, absolutely incredible. Let's have a look at his stats here. As you can see, 38 starts in the Premier League, as you would expect, none off the bench. 13 goals, 4 assists, with an incredible 7.24 average match rating. So how does that compare it to his other seasons for Atletico and Benfica? Obviously, 15 goals in that season for Benfica under Bruno Lage. So a really good season for Joao Felix, who seems to have adapted to the Premier League quite quickly. So you would expect him to kick on really now into next season, where obviously Joao Felix's loan I will make permanent. So a £50 million signing for Wolves. Will we make any more signings? Let's see at the end of next season. Well, here we are at the end of Season 2 now, and a new coach in Alvaro Arbeloa, which I believe is the Real Madrid defender. Yes, looks like I was correct there. I forgot that he spent time at West Ham, actually, the 1 year, actually. But seems like he's moved from under-19s coach at Real Madrid to taking the Wolves job after Bruno Lage has been sacked, obviously. So, it seems he's remained in the job because he has finished 5th place in the league, if I remember how to do it for some reason. Here we are, 58 points, which I think is lower than the actual total that we had last season, but we have managed to finish 5th place, obviously above Leicester, Villa, Tottenham and Arsenal. This looks a little bit too realistic for my liking. Top goal scorer for Wolves is Pedro Neto, highest average rating, Joao Felix, obviously. Knocked out in the quarterfinal of the Europa Conference League by Fiorentina. Knocked out in the 5th round of Manchester United in the FA Cup, and then 4th round by Everton. So no trophy at all this year, not even close, really. But let's have a look at the way Wolves lined up under Arbeloa. It's a 4-2-3-1, as you can see. Jimenez up front with Joao Felix in behind, Neto on the right, and we have made a couple of signings. I can see immediately Julian Draxler is the left wing. Interesting that Trincao seems to not be starting, even though he has 9 goals this season, so maybe he is the one starting. It just seems that Julian Draxler was the one to finish the season. Neves and Dendoncker are the double pivot. Semedo has earned his place back with Johnny back on the left. Lindelof is the other signing that I noticed straight away. Bolly and Lindelof, not a bad partnership in defence at all. Let's have a look at the transfer history. Sorry, as you can... it seems... What was that? Bid accepted. Bid accepted for Daniel Wass, who seems to be joining next season. As you can see, the Joao Felix loan was made permanent for £50 million, as was the Trincao deal for £25 million. As we've signed Edmilson Fernandez, Julian Draxler as well, got Victor Lindelof on a loan from Manchester United, Chiquinho and Cardoso the other ones to join. Going out then is Max Kilman to Moscow. Obviously not a completely out of the realms idea, seeing as he speaks Russian and Ukrainian, I think. Rafa Mir has gone to Leganes. I would have hoped to get a bigger fee for that in real life. Didn't even realise we had Alex Vidal to be honest. Roman Sai's gone on a free to Udinese. Loans for Keanu Hoover. I apologise that you probably can't see too far down here, but Luke Matheson, Bruno Jordao and Hoover have also gone out on loans. Ryan Giles and Conor Ronan have gone to Famalicão, interestingly. So let's take a look at how the season got started. Pretty good start to the season, you would have to say. Seems to have a good start to the season. Then the rail seemed to come off a bit towards the end of the first year. Who was in Wolves' Europa Conference group? We have come second, actually, to Heerenveen? Ven? I don't know. I think the double E in Dutch is actually just a short E sound, but I'm not too sure on that. Either way, we were through there. So that's a good start. Lost in the Carabao Cup, obviously, to Everton. But a pretty, okay form throughout the entirety of the season. The first knockout leg came against Rapid Vienna. Easy 6-1 aggregate victory over them. Second knockout round against Kolos Kovalivka, Ukrainian Premier League. I'm sure Max Kilman enjoyed the visit if he wasn't gone by then already. He would have been. 8-2 aggregate there, and then unfortunately just fallen to Fiorentina. Probably the first tough opponent. Fallen at the first hurdle, really, you would have to say. Raul Jimenez scoring a penalty in the first minute, but not enough, evidently, to put us through. Season ended with another win over Leicester. I missed how we did against them in the earlier... No, we have lost to them away. But Pedro Neto seems to have had a fantastic season for Wolves. Let's take a look at... what am I trying to do here? Let's take a look at our main culprit. Joao Felix has risen his value to £61 million, 22 years of age now. Incredible player. Raised his average rating to 7.65 in the Europa Conference League and 7.43 in the Premier League. Overall, a 15-goal, 10-assist return for the season. Fantastic return for him, really proving how good a player he actually is. As you can see here, again, accumulating a lot more XG, probably should have scored more goals in the Premier League, 5 appearances off the bench, probably getting in some of that key rest from having to play in Europe as well as the Premier League. But another fantastic season from Joao Felix, catapulting Wolves, really, into that 5th place spot in the Premier League, where we finally have Europa League football back at the Molineux. So the question now becomes, can we kick on even further with Joao Felix and push into those Champions League places? Well, let's find out. Right, here we are back again. Arbeloa has managed to retain his job in 2023. But as you can see, we have finished 5th again. More points this time, 70 points accumulated. But unfortunately not enough to push into those UCL spots. These top 4 teams in FM this year are just unbelievable, really, with the amount of money and signings that they continue to make. As you can see, they're past winners. Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Man City, they are unbelievable in the game and impossible to beat when they're signing players for hundreds of millions of pounds. Anyways, cautious that this video might go on for a bit. I'll try to speed things up here. Transfer history. As you can see, let's see who we've brought in. And Mateus Vinha, Riccielli from Famalicão. Pizzi has come in. Hector Herrera on a free, fantastic signing. Rob Holding on loan, and then Daniel Wass, as we discussed. Otherwise, Wolves probably needed to accumulate a lot of more profit after the signings that they've signed. So 53 million out. Johnny has gone to Inter Milan. Adama has left. He didn't really get much game time under either of the managers. Salzburg calls for him. Bruno Jordao and Fabio Cardoso are gone, so is Oscar Burr. Loans for Patrick Catrone, Julian Draxler, Morgan Gibbs-White, Luke Matheson, Hoover, Otasoe again to the MLS. Nothing too crazy, although Rayan Nori has gone to FC Nantes on loan. So let's look at the schedule. Fantastic month of July with friendlies, and in the Premier League not conceding a single goal throughout the entirety of pre-season. A fantastic start also to the Euro Cup Group B, where we have qualified top unbeaten. 5 wins, 1 draw, the draw coming to AEK Athens at home. But qualified top of the group in the Euro Cup. Getting to the well, Carabao Cup semi-final before unfortunately losing to Manchester United. Kulusevski and Everton. Everton have scored for Manchester United, which is coincidental considering we've been knocked out by that club in the FA Cup as well. Making it to the Euro Cup second knockout round, 4-1 win over Salzburg at home. Joao Felix hat-trick, fantastic player. Making it to the quarterfinals, fantastic again there as well, making it past Fiorentina, who knocked us out of the Europa Conference League last season. Semi-finals against Sevilla, fantastic 2-2 draw away, a 1-0 win at home sends us through to the final, and we've lost 3-0 to Liverpool in the Sorry? Liverpool have signed Lionel Messi. If that's not clickbait, I don't know what is. Are you joking? Unbelievable. Messi scores for Liverpool in the Euro Cup final, Europa League final. Fantastic end to the season. We were in great form going into that game, only to lose 3-0 to Roberto Firmino and Lionel Messi. Unfortunate, really. Lining up in the same 4-2-3-1 this time, Dendoncker has been replaced by Hector Herrera in that double pivot. Trincao, Neto, Felix, Fabio Silva has broken into the first team for Wolves at the age of 20, valued at £61 million, scoring 14 goals and 5 assists this season. Unbelievable player. What a front four that is, by the way. It's exactly what Portugal could look like in a couple of years' time, in real life anyways. Semedo and Vinagre has come back to Wolves, valued at £42 million. Wow, he's really kicked on in this save. Fantastic player, Bolly and Holding in defence. Rui still at the club, even though he is not in real life. But a fantastic season for Wolves, you'd have to say, making it to the Europa League final, only to be heartbroken by Liverpool and Lionel Messi, runner-up, and knocked out in the third round in the FA Cup semi-final in the Carabao Cup. A really, really decent season for Wolves, and especially for Joao Felix, who claims the most assists as well, valued at now £65 million. Good goal return for him, a little bit less successful than last season, only 11 goals and 9 assists this year over the entirety of the competitions, but still a very, very, very decent player. Stats looking absolutely incredible. As we look at his goal and assist returns, he has declined a little bit this season for some reason, but I'm sure it's nothing major. He might have had an injury, but not particularly. Well, couldn't have done really, because he played 32 games in the Premier League and 11 games in the Europa League. But again, another fantastic season for Wolves. You'd have to say he's played an instrumental role in Wolves' rise into the Europa League now as well, who they'll obviously be competing in the Europa League again next year. So conscious that this might be able to plod on a little bit, let's continue into the fourth year. Well, guys, here we are in 2024, and as you can see for Wolves, it's not been a great season at all. Down in 12th place. So unfortunately, it looks like perhaps all of that Joao Felix magic has caught up to them. As you can see here, let's look at the competitions. Knocked out in the quarterfinal by Sevilla, who, as you will have known, we got knocked out by them in the quarterfinal as well in real life. Beat them last year in 2023 in this save. Knocked out in the fourth round by Bournemouth in the FA Cup, quarterfinal by West Ham United in the Carabao. So no trophies for Wolves in the entirety of this save, but there's a reason that it's come to an end, and that is because Joao Felix has moved on from Wolves this year finally to Chelsea. He moved in January for £108 million. He's already played 17. We had a great start to the season, really scoring 5 goals, and 4 assists in the 18 matches. And then moving in January for the £108 million, scoring 9 goals already in the back half of the season for Chelsea. Fantastic stats, loads of green there. Fantastic player, really. What can you say? On £250,000 a week, scores 18 goals and 8 assists for this season. Pretty good return for him, but spent 4 years, really, 3.5 years at Wolves, and you can't complain to have that world-class talent at the club for that long, really. I'm surprised it took this long for a big club like Chelsea or Man City or Man United, who have this kind of money in the game, to come in with a huge bid like that for him. But over £100 million for a player of his quality coming to Wolverhampton Wanderers, and Jeff Shee, I'm sure he's not complaining whatsoever. But obviously a downfall in the results for Wolves, I've just made myself manager at the end just to get a better view of the players really, and this is the tactic that that Wolves ended up playing towards the end over this season. Sorry, Neto and Trincao on the wings. We have signed Arsenal target Sambi Lokonga, who I think is joining them in real life. Neves still stays at Wolves, bit of a club legend by now, you would have assumed. Raul Jimenez and Fabio Silva start up front, Vinagre and Semedo on the wings, and we've signed Christoph Clara, and Hoover seems to be the other centre-back, as well as Louis Molden, who has broke through into the first team. Let's look at the schedule then. Euro Cup Group F, Europa League Group F, we've qualified in second place, just behind Rangers. Some good results here and there. I'm seeing some 3-0s here, but really patchy form, really. A few losses in a row here, a few losses in a row there. Probably why we've not ended up in a great position come the end of the season, even though we've drawn 2-2 with Man City and beat Liverpool 2-1 at home. So impressed there. Making it all the way to the Euro Cup quarterfinal, obviously beating Valencia and Lazio along the way, so a really, really tough draw in the Europa League. Finally getting knocked out 4-0 away at Sevilla. Must have capitulated there, 3-0 down in the first half, and lots of the boys couldn't be bothered to come out for the end of the game. Well, it's been a fantastic sort of save of what if, you know, Joao Felix came to Molineux. I know it's a bit of a joke on Twitter that people are making this link, but he would be an incredible signing for Wolves, obviously, and that's shown in the club's performances over the years, really. As you can see, seventh, you know, coming back into the Premier League after a long time away. 7th, you know, 5th, and then 12th, unfortunately, this year when Joao Felix has left. But a fantastic, Roger Smith was the manager after Arbeloa was sacked, by the way, who is actually the manager for PSV in real life. So, again, not a fantastic season for Wolves, obviously, and a bit of a bitter ending. But, nevertheless, I'm sure if this save was to continue, Wolves would reinvest the 100 million from Joao Felix intelligently and probably kick on again into those European places. But overall, guys, thank you for watching this What If save. If you want more of this content, totally happy to do it. Give me some suggestions down below about, you know, what if signings I could do for other clubs. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be Wolves. Could be any other club. But also sort of playing with the idea of streaming on Twitch, FM. So if you want to see that as well, leave a comment down below or leave a thumbs up on this video, because that would be awesome as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.